Have you all ever heard of the phrase, it takes a village to raise a child? Personally, I think along with that phrase should go, it takes a village to influence a child. Early childhood behavior is influenced by many factors, which are typically categorized into three main categories: early childhood cognitive, early childhood biosocial, and early childhood psychosocial development. The word biosocial encompasses aspects such as physical growth, cultural influences, and environmental conditions that affect development. The term biosocial can be better understood by breaking it into its roots. Bio, meaning life, and social referring to the relationships and interactions. With this understanding, biosocial influences can be explored by asking one simple question: how does blank action shape the child's behavior, emotion, and cognitive ability? Biosocial relationships during early childhood are foundational as they significantly influence how children play and develop relationships within themselves and with others. This topic is important to me because I plan to specialize in pediatrics medicine and currently work in a daycare. Observing the growth and development of children in my classroom over time has deepened my interest in understanding how early experiences influence development. With this knowledge, I believe that as their teacher, I can more effectively support and foster their developmental milestones. Early childhood by many is categorized as the period from birth up to 8 years of age. These years are vital to determine a healthy foundation and necessary social blocks for small children. Early childhood experiences can have lifelong effects on the child, whether they be both negative and positive. It can have a negative or positive effect on health, education, and even future employment. Social factors that are influenced during this stage are access to nutritious food, parenting styles, housing, community safety, and access to health care. One example of how biosocial influences can manifest in early childhood is through early childhood obesity. Research has shown that socioeconomic status and lifestyle choices are both linked to a higher risk of obesity in young children. Children with higher screen time and fewer siblings are more likely to develop obesity, especially young girls, highlighting how a sedentary lifestyle can have impacts on physical health. Moreover, children whose parents have lower educational attainment or work primarily manual labor jobs are at greater risk for early childhood obesity than their counterparts. During early childhood, cognitive abilities continue to develop and grow, especially around preschool age. The Piagetian approach uses stages to categorize development during early childhood. At this age, children are in Piaget's second stage, the pre-operational stage. In this stage, children develop use of symbols, understanding of identities, understanding of cause and effect, ability to classify, understanding of numbers, empathy, and ultimately theory of mind. Symbolic function is necessary because it is calling up a concept from memories without sensory or motor cues. Children also often do this through pretend play. Categorization is necessary development during this age because by age 4, many children are able to classify objects by 2 categories, such as color and shape. Children use this to categorize objects and even people as good, bad, kind or mean, and so on. The main characteristic of pre-operational thought is centration, the tendency to focus on one aspect of a situation and neglect others. Formation of centralization is egocentrism. Piaget found that children in situations where they need to describe another perspective were only able to describe their own. Social factors during early childhood also impact gender differences. And these differences can be through play, development of gender identity, gender stability, and gender consistency. Children in their early stages often learn roles and differences through watching their parents and other adults in their lives. As they begin to grow, they additionally learn through interactions. Research has also encouraged the hypothesis that sibling interactions also influence and reinforce gender identities as well as gender roles. There are outside environmental factors that can also influence gender identity, such as TV shows, toys, and so on, have also been shown to heavily influence gender stereotypes during early years. Many parents have found that although it is possible to combat gender stereotypes, they often worry that it can lead to issues later on in life. Early childhood development is important because it is the foundation of life. Every milestone and accomplishment during this developmental stage is a building block for the next one. Without some of these building stones, they cannot fully develop and move on to the next stage. Early childhood developmental lays a foundation for lifelong learning, behavior, and health. More research that I believe can be done in the future